So many people have lots of interactions with blue light, even if you don't know it. From the phone in your pocket to the computer on your desk to even the sun outside. Blue light is a type of light that everyone can see, and it's produced by many things, like I mentioned. It has its benefits, however, it can be dangerous in certain ways. It can both damage your eyes and your body in certain ways. Because of these dangers, it's important to reduce the amount of blue light that we take into our lives. So in this speech, I want to talk to you about the dangers that blue light poses to your eyes, your body, and even solutions on how to reduce it. So, like I mentioned, blue light is dangerous to your eyes. It has actually been found to accelerate blindness. Jacob Karza, in an article by Boston Globe in 2016, talks about how we are exposed to more blue light by devices than we are just by walking outside for a few minutes. These blue lights can trigger toxic reactions in our eyes that actually kills the cells in our eyes. So this creates creates a poisonous chemical that kills the cells in our eyes, like I mentioned, and cannot be restored. This ultimately causes macular degeneration, which is an uncurable eye disease that is actually imposed typically in the ages of 50 and 60. However, because of the increased screen times in children due to the pandemic, you're seeing it much earlier on. So it also Jacob also mentions that it is dangerous to drivers on the road at night. So it causes discomfort and disability from the blue lights used by car LEDs, and it leaves drivers unable to focus on the road and creates dangerous hazards on the road by not being able to focus on objects in front of you. And how this ultimately affects us. I wanted to make a personal connection, and that I found after the pandemic and during the pandemic that my eyesight started to worsen. I went in, when I got my driver's license before the pandemic to do the eye test. And, I did that perfectly fine. And I've gone back to a clinic to do the eye test, and I can't do that anymore. I can't get past like the fourth row. So I just want to tell you that I have a personal experience with that, and it's just not good. You don't want to experience it. So I also mentioned that blue light is dangerous to your body, and it is impactful in many ways. So I want to talk about the effects that it has on your sleep. So Jenny Brukish, in her 2015 book Future Brains, mentioned that blue light actually impedes our creation of melatonin, and that's the sleep chemical that our brain produces to help us fall asleep. And ultimately, by our brain not producing this, it messes with our internal clocks and makes us tired during the day, stay up really late at night, and that's just not healthy. Catherine Egney, in a global article in 2021, mentions multiple studies from 2010 to 2019 that talk about the effects of blue light on our skin. So she mentions that the exposure to blue light can increase spotting on the skin, dark spots in multiple different people. And then also found that the exposure to blue light by your skin cells, it actually damages them, it damages the DNA. And ultimately this causes cancer. So you see an increase in skin cancer and breast cancer caused by blue light. I also wanted to share that another personal experience. So my uncle, as a teen, worked in a tanning salon, and he, was always around these tanning booths. And tanning booths actually produce blue light. And I wanted to mention that he didn't tan in these booths; he just was around them, and just the exposure of being around these machines caused him to get skin cancer later in life. So I want to also talk about the other effects on our body. So this is less to do with your physical and more of a mental and whatnot. So research done by Harvard Medical School in 2020 found that there are other effects to your body from blue light than just your eyes and your skin. And this was that it can cause diabetes, heart disease, and obesity because of the sentimental lifestyle that we experience when on devices such as our computers and phones all day. It has also been shown to cause depression along with the inability to sleep and all that. So with that, I want to talk about, we heard about all these things, all these bad things that it does to our skin, to our eyes, and to our mental state and whatnot. So maybe we should talk about some solutions that we need, to fix these things. So first of all, there's blue light filters, which are, your phones have them, your computers have them. It can be an app on your phone even, or something you put on yourself. But this reduces the amount of blue light that is given out by your devices. Typically, they're yellow or orange screen protectors, typically, that reduces, like I said, the amount of light and instead gives you a brighter, softer light. There's also warmer LEDs that we can use that aren't as bright and blue. So these are, they're less harsh on our eyes than regular LEDs are, and thus don't affect our sleep cycle as much, and also are just, like I said, softer on the eyes. And we can also just reduce our use of blue light as a whole. Instead of being on our phones all day or on computers, we can go outside and enjoy the natural blue light of the sun. And there's no specific one source that I found that said all this. Every single one had something about needing to reduce the amount of blue light in our lives in some way, whether that be, like I said, go outside and use a filter, or even use special blue light glasses. But the important thing is that blue light has an effect in our lives in every way. It's so intertwined in our lives, from the phones that we use to even walking around outside, that there's unfortunately no way that it's not dangerous or damaging to us. And we need to do our best to reduce that amount of blue light to better our health.